For P0404 on this Silverado 2500 diesel, think of it as an EGR position performance problem. The module is commanding the EGR valve, but the actual valve position may not be matching what was commanded. The truck may turn on a service emission system or service exhaust fluid system message, and depending on what is set, a message or speed limitation may not clear until the fault runs and passes. Broadly, the possible fault areas can include the EGR valve itself, the EGR position feedback, the valve control circuits, connector or harness issues, and only after the circuit and valve path checks out, the engine control module. If other codes are present, check what they mean first, but keep this diagnosis focused on P0404. Start with the basic system checks, then follow a structured diagnostic approach. The EGR valve redirects exhaust back into the intake to help reduce NOx. And on this system, the valve is moved by a bidirectional DC motor. The engine control module controls the valve through output circuits that switch from ground to 12 volts to activate the component. For this monitor, treat the run conditions as gates. The engine has to be running, ignition voltage has to be greater than 11 volts, and once those gates are met, the monitor runs continuously. P0404 sets when the EGR valve commanded state does not match the actual state for greater than 2.5 seconds. With the ignition on and the vehicle in service mode, look at the EGR position sensor parameter. It needs to be 0.25 to 4.75 volts. If that parameter is outside that range, pause this path and diagnose the position sensor range problem first. If it is in range, operate the vehicle so the monitor can run or reproduce the captured operating conditions. Then verify that P0404 does not set. If it stays gone, the result is all okay for this path. If P0404 resets, move into circuit testing. For circuit testing, turn the ignition, vehicle, and all vehicle systems off. Disconnect the EGR valve electrical connector, then disconnect the engine control module electrical connector. Turn the ignition back on with the vehicle in service mode. At control circuit terminal 1 on the component harness, test to ground for less than 1 volt. If you see 1 volt or greater, repair the short to voltage on that circuit. If voltage is less than 1 volt, test terminal 1 to ground for infinite resistance. If resistance is less than infinite resistance, repair the short to ground. If that passes, test between control circuit terminal 1 at the component harness and terminal 95x2 at the control module harness. That circuit needs less than 2 ohms. If it is 2 ohms or greater, repair the open or high resistance in the circuit. Next, stay in the same test setup and move to control circuit terminal 5 at the component harness. Test terminal 5 to ground for less than 1 volt. If it is 1 volt or greater, repair the short to voltage. If voltage is less than 1 volt, test terminal 5 to ground for infinite resistance. If resistance is less than infinite resistance, repair the short to ground. If that passes, test between control circuit terminal 5 at the component harness and terminal 94x2 at the control module harness. That circuit needs less than 2 ohms. If it is 2 ohms or greater, repair the open or high resistance in that circuit. If both control circuit pads pass those checks, the diagnostic call is to replace the Q14 exhaust gas recirculation valve. After that, connect the engine control module electrical connector. Operate the vehicle under the monitor conditions or the captured conditions, and verify P0404 does not set. If P0404 sets again after the EGR valve replacement and the verification drive, the diagnostic call is to replace the K20 engine control module. If it does not set, the result is all okay. Keep verification separate from the circuit testing. After completing the repair, verify the repair and confirm the code stays gone. One more check. With the ignition on and the vehicle in service mode, look at the scan tool event data for the EGR system malfunction warning. All of those parameters should display no. If any parameter displays yes, operate the vehicle within the monitor conditions for the code identified by that event data parameter. The takeaway is simple. Prove the position signal is in range first. Make P0404 fail under the right conditions, then isolate the 2 EGR control circuits before condemning the valve or module. For more diagnostic training, visit stepdiagnostics.com.